Anyway, we all right. We hanging in there. Well, we're getting more and more information about our little trip. I can't I can't believe these fucking representatives and shit that we got. They representing. If I'm living in these folks in the district who get on TV and talk that goddamn shit, and they asked him, they said, well, Donald Trump said he don't care about about the American folks, what they got to pay. And they asked the people about it, and they
He
said,
said
well,
he
it's
ain't
all
even
right.
thinking.
They said, hey, it's all right. He got more important things to do. It's okay. He got more important things to do. They need to know that this is just a temporary pain, and, and Iran can't have no nuclear weapon. So they either they either gonna get blown to hell and shit, cause Iran gonna blow them up. Iran, shit. What about the rest of these motherfuckers with nuclear weapons? We can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon. So whatever pain they suffering, it's all right. But we
It's
went into
all
war.
right.
We went into war, and he doing what he's supposed to do because nobody, for 40 something years, nobody had the courage to do what Donald has done.
You went in the war.
they,
That's what he said. You went in the
they
war.
they ain't got the courage to do that. And then we just get a intelligence report said all that shit they had done to destroy the motherfuckers didn't do shit because them Iranians and re, repurpose their stuff. They got all the installation and shit back up and going. Yeah, they got their missiles ready to go.
Boy, they messed with the wrong people, didn't they?
They done mess with the wrong people. Our intelligence told us this, put out the report. Not somebody else in Israel. Our people put it out. He said, shit, they done got all that shit. Everything we thought we destroyed, it's all back. They done got it back going again.
Boy, these people is a mess.
That that's it has to be the most embarrassing shit in the fucking world. You going over to talk to another supposedly superpower, and ain't nobody on the goddamn plane that knows anything about them goddamn Chinese at all. Don't know how to talk to them, anything. He done brought Eric and Laura on the motherfucker. The motherfucker can't speak a lick of goddamn Chinese or Mandarin. They have no idea what's going on over there in that country. And he got them on the motherfucking plane to help. But he did load the plane up with a bunch of heavyweight CEOs. God damn, they got BlackRock CEO, they got Boeing CEO, they got man, shit. You name it, them motherfuckers on the plane with him. They brought muscle over there with him. God damn it, I'm bringing all our top notch people so we can teach these people how to do shit. Let us in there so we can teach them how to keep they country going. So the plane land, and they got these kids with these flags and shit. They greeting his ass coming off the plane. They got their little flags up. Yeah, ain't nowhere in sight.
No way.
There's no way in sight to be seen it. Got the kids set out there with their little flags and shit. God. Trump, he can't even get off the motherfucking plane. He damn near fell down on his motherfucking face. Oh, they greeted the President of the United States. with some kids in their flag, and he had some low-level representatives out there. He's shaking his hand. He said, "Yeah, welcome to China." Oh man, I don't know, man. they they dogging DJT out already. Y'all ain't even showed up. He ain't said shit, but he come there anyway. Got his got his hat in his hand. He got to help get these motherfuckers Iranians off our ass.
First thing
come,
come out of his
come
mouth, we
there.
don't need China's help.
He showed me I don't need their help. Now he over there. He got his hat in his hand. You got to get these Iranians off of us. Shit. Oh man. Poor Dollar. He looks so weak.
Way over his head, bro.
He's frail and good, motherfucker. He walk out there, motherfucking suit, coat don't even fit him right. He get fucked all up, belt, the button and shit. He just motherfucking straight out. He come down that big belly, he can't hold that coat. He look horrible. Oh man. Yeah, though it's sad to say, they tell everybody in the country, it's the Americans, if our president go outside the country, we ain't supposed to talk about him. If you look bad, it's all over. I'm sitting here, Ted, and all you folks out there who listen to the show, and I know there's a whole lot of people out there listening to the show because Mr. Harvey is right. These motherfuckers at YouTube, they is straddling anybody out there, anybody who is not a conservative news outlet and everything. They messing with the algorithms. They doing all kind of stuff, man, to shut us down. So all you folks who are listening, you want you to know that I don't know how Trump is sitting out there with Pete Hegseth and Marco Rubio being leading us down the primrose path. Trump is steady threatening us. We're going to send our troops over there and we're going to invade that country. We just found out, at least I did. I'm pretty sure some other folks just found out. We got some retired military folks and military naval experts that's been around for a long time and they understand our military in and outside. And so when they heard that Trump said, well, we might turn around and bring an invasion troop over there and invade these countries. And the military experts who've been around for 30 some years dealing with that stuff said, ain't no damn way he can get ready. He said, when we got ready for Desert Storm to go over there and deal with them people, he said it took them 6 months to get ready. 6 months to get ready. And they have no way, no infrastructure to support the invading army that's going to be supposed to be going into Iran. Iran has successfully took away all their support sites. They have no way of supporting them people. You send in 50 or 60,000 troops and stuff to invade that country, they got to have support. They got to have folks who are sitting back there to feed them, to clothe them, make sure they got support, that they ain't leaving them out there by themselves. We ain't got it. It's not there. And Iran knows it. That's why they ain't saying nothing. And they dare him to come over there. Come on over here. We, what, 8,000 miles away. Our country, 8,000 miles away from invading the country, 8,000 miles away. Ain't nobody there to support them. They done took out all their bases, every last one of them, shut them down. And they're systematically going in there. And any country who is even thinking about supporting or giving the U.S. support, they bombing the shit out of them. Saudi Arabia said, "Get the hell out of our place. We can't come over here and bring shit here. You're not an Arab, so you can't do shit. Get out of here. We can't. We ain't taking shit over here because they bombing the shit out of us. And we're not realizing it and everything, but they even found a way to bomb the embassies that we got over there. They got so much technical stuff that they just send a missile over there, bam, knock it out our embassies." He said they slowly but surely they're stripping us of anything that we can do to go over there and do anything to them folks. That's why they sitting there. When we gonna come out there and invade you guys? Iran said, "Come on, because we know you can't do it. There's no way you can do it. You just flapping his jaws."
That's all they're doing.
That's flapping his jaws. And they know it. These folks know it. And they just said, "Come on, we got something for you." They already got it. They already tearing their asses off. Like I said yesterday, people, just back them ships out, back the airfield carriers out, and take your ass home. Shit, and let the motherfuckers have that straight. What they got to do? You get it just like that. Back it out. You can't stop these people. They already done said the nuclear option that we gave you all to cut down is off the table. We are not going to agree to that. So they got a nuclear weapon. It's just a matter of time. And the United States can't stop them. But they fooling the American people. We are absolute fools. Mr. Harvey, I sent you an email yesterday. And it's some of our folks out there are stating the fact that I just brought up about what YouTube is doing to us. They doing it to them also.
Of course.
All the big ones, all them big folks out there, Brian, and all of them. They gutting their stuff, man. They using some kind of algorithms and stuff to take them people out, to not let them have anything. Oh, so
Well, let's think about this. Let's do some critical thinking here. We know that the oligarchies, the super rich, they pretty much gonna be okay. However, they get out of line at any time. Somebody will come for them, and they know that. However, they know that the federal government is a gold mine. They're going to continue to make their money off the 30-40%. And then they're going to also do the same thing when it comes to other countries, because the same thing is happening to a lot of these other countries. But the rich, super rich, is always going to be able to collaborate with each other. And you're going to always have a customer base worldwide, demographically. So they're going to always continue to make their money. And now the question is, Ed, and we've seen this before in a large scale where people all over the world, when I say not all the people, but we're talking 20 million, 30 million, 50 million people marching all over the world. That don't faze them. What phases them is stopping their money. That's what phases them. When they see their money is being cut short, then that's the thing. Now, here's the caveat on this. They have convinced the American people to invest in their 401ks, which keeps the stock market humming. Because every 2 weeks, billions of dollars is put into those stock markets. And, that's not even counting the different union organizations and what have you. So that stock market is going to constantly be there because the only retirement that you have is saving, which you're not going to make no money if you just put your money in the bank, or real estate. Real estate, well, you're not going to be, if you ain't got time to hustle up and buy 3 or 4 rental properties, that's not your. So the main thing is your 401k or your individual stock hustle. But that's only about 30%, maybe tops 40% of the American people or the world. The world is even less than that. So these big corporations and money maggots, they already calculated this and they realize it. But like I said, and they know that the average working class people, you got to have gas to get to work. We don't have mass transportation. You got to have food. They ain't even worried about you buying clothes. But you got to have gas. You got to have food because you got to get back and forth to work. And most people live in these suburbs. That means they got to go back and forth to work, and spend an hour and a half to 2 hours every day on the highway. So they got this all planned out. This is just my speculation. And so the working class people are going to continually, and when I say working class, you can be a working class person and making 6 figures. Because by the time they get through taking taxes from you and you paying all your bills, you'd be lucky if you got $20,000, to play with. So I'm just saying, they already calculated this. This is the reason why they're so bold with their crap. And then, the people that's making a decent salary, they can pay for their own insurance and they ain't got no problem with that. $15,000, $2,000 a month. So it's the poor people, the working people, is the one that's going to suffer. That's who's going to suffer. It's the poor people and the working people and the elderly, of course, and the babies. Anytime a president say, "Hey, we can't afford daycare, pay for daycare," So this is where we are right now, and a lot of American people, some people, if you look at the demographics, again, you got to look at that. And most people are single. They are single. They're not even married. Majority of people in this country right now is about 50-50 now. It might be a little higher in singleness. They may be shacking up with somebody or whatever, but they're single. They don't have, some of them don't have no babies, or they might have grown babies, or they have, co-parents parenting and all that, and they can deal with that. So I'm just saying, people look at the numbers, and therefore there are people themselves that don't give a shit. It's not they don't care. It's just that they trying to live their own life and do more than just survive. So you got that 45% of the American people, maybe even 50, might be higher than that, I don't know. But, it's going to be really, really hurting. So that's my take on it. That's the reason why a lot of these people are laughing. A lot of people, they understand, hey, this is all on, you should have done better when you was younger. You should have done better, you know, when you got out of high school and got your career together and all that stuff. They don't care. Trump don't care. They don't care, Ed.
Mm.
And and Kwanzaa kept, like I said, a lot of people don't care. They just don't care, man. We live in America. Hey, if you got to work 2 or 3 jobs making minimum wage, you should have knew better than that. You should have had a skill. You should have you should have got a trade. You should have got a profession where you can at least make $30 an hour, if not more. Because it ain't about work. There's a lot of people working hard. And there's jobs out there. But they ain't gonna pay you but $10 an hour, if that. So it's, and the cost of living is hey, we did the numbers already. Just 50 years ago, if they kept the cost, the living interest up and inflation 2%. I mean, 2% for 50 years. That's 100%.
Mm.
Costs have doubled, in most cases tripled. And how is somebody making $7.75 an hour and got two of those jobs, and they still only making $15, $16 an hour? $16 an hour ain't gonna cut it, bro. Especially if you got 2 kids. Now, if your wife is working and you working 2 jobs, so that means you might be making $21, $22 an hour now, which is not that bad, and if you do the numbers, you're making 40-something thousand dollars or maybe a little bit more. But it still ain't enough.
Mm.
They done outpriced everybody, bro. People in California right now, man, is paying almost every little jalopy house out there, is over $1 million. I was just talking to a friend today, and he was saying that every house that his daughter's looking to buy is over $1.4 million. Now just think about that. So, this is where we at now in America right now, bro. You have to be making big time money. And big time money, really today's standard, 6 figures ain't nothing. You gotta be making two to three to $400,000 a year to live an average life. When you got 2, 3, 4 kids. You can't raise 3, 4 kids properly with no $60,000 nowadays. People got to realize, man, this inflation. This is the reason why the Fed is so enabled to constantly keep inflation down so the cost of living will not eat up people's money. And the capitalist is constantly trying to raise their prices so that they can get more profit. Hell, only 7 years ago, or maybe look, I would say 5 to 7 years ago, I used to buy a Snicker bar for 50 cents. Pick it up, no problem. Now it's $1.65. That same candy bar. $1.65. I used to buy a pack of Oreo cookies for $2.50 a pack. Now it's $4.50 a pack. I mean, those little things, people, are the ones that eat you up. Those are the little things, your little favorite goodies, your little favorite foods, or your little place you like to go to the restaurant. And, these restaurant people trying to keep their prices down low, and kudos to them. But the bottom line is, hey, they got to raise their prices up too so that they can keep up. But here you got this president that's going to put tariffs on everything to bring the prices up. This cost is the businesses have to pay that cost, and then the business put the cost on us. And I don't know why people can't understand that. So this is not a negative conversation. This is a real conversation, a realist conversation. People, the thing is that you can't you ain't gonna be able to make your money. I put it like this: it's not too many people that's gonna make six figures in this country. What, 25%, 30% of the people in this country make six figures? And those jobs are getting ready to go away now. Some of those jobs. Because you got AI now, bro. So I don't know what the American people gonna do, but and how we're gonna get through this. But this ain't no white black thing. This ain't no Latino thing. This ain't the thing is that these oligarchs, these multi-billionaires and everything, the only thing they're looking at is how they can make more money. That's it. That's it. They're just trying to figure out how they can make more money. That means if they have to cut 20,000 jobs, they're going to do it. So the game, and I say this, look, I say this, you can call Trump dummy, clown, whatever, but he know how to play that game, bro.
Been doing
He
it for a
know,
long time.
yeah, he know how to play that game. Look what he just did to his son. Him and his son, and his partner, they just got a government contract for $1.6 billion. They're getting ready, and then they requested another 400 million. So it could be even $2 billion for their little drone company. That's what I say. That's playing that game, bro. He know how to grip. He know how to connive, and they just letting them do it. Cause you know why? Cause a lot of them know they're gonna get a piece. That's the easy money.
Mm-hmm. They waiting on their cut.
They're waiting on their cut, bro. You know, And they already know, man, as long as I got 20 million, $30 million, I'm good until I'm gone. I'm out of here. You know, you look at MG. What is her name? Margie Taylor Greene. She out of there. She got her money, and she got it fast too. She didn't play with them. She didn't play with them, bro. She used every tactic she could, racist tactic, fear tactic, and everything, and people just pouring money into her. The number one campaign hustler. She stayed there for 5 years. Now she got full retirement, and she good. Telling you, bro. I don't. Donald Trump is not a dumb man. He might be stupid, but he ain't dumb. It's the American people is stupid. I'm not saying all American people. I'm not saying all American people, but there's a lot of, and a lot of them waking up. A lot of them is finally waking up, realizing that this man do not give a shit about this country or the people. And do you think the 4th of July is going to be about the 4th of July? The 4th of July is going to be about him. That's what he want to see when he see those parades. He want them to be saluting him, not the celebration that this country is 250 years old. So we'll see. We only got a few days left. 4th of July will be here. I'm just hoping that these American people, man, I know you're gonna always have your racists and your prejudiced people and your Klansmen and your Oak Boys and whatever their little problem is. I don't know what their problem is. Those kind of people, because don't nobody really give a shit about them. Don't nobody care about their hatred for black people. Maybe that's their grip. The leaders of those organizations and their grip. Because in order to be in that group, you got to pay dues, don't you? So if you got to pay $1,200 a year, that's a nice little grip, and you got 10,000 members, 100,000 members. Hey, you got your nice little hustle. And then you got your gatherings, you have your barbecue, have your banquets. So it's a nice little group, the people that's bigots and hate anti-black, anti-Latino, anti-Jewish. Hey, that's a nice little group.
I'm
Because
gonna,
you're always gonna have
yeah,
your haters.
I'm gonna throw, uh, I'm gonna throw a hammer out there into this theory and stuff of what Trump is doing. How many illegals we got in this country?
My estimate, and I'm not for certain, but I'm thinking 50.
50 million illegals in this country. You throw a figure out there at you. Most of them are out there got a job and they working. I would, I'm gonna drop that down. You said 50. I'm gonna drop it down to 25 million. Okay, and these numbers are still gonna be shocking. Most of them who are here, and I'm gonna say at least half of them are working. They got a good paying job. A lot of them are self-employed. Some of them are not. Some are probably got a ITN number, and they paying taxes.
Yep.
They paying federal taxes.
Yep.
Most of them, if they are independent contractors, when they file their taxes every year, they pay self-employment tax, which in essence is Medicare and Social Security tax.
Yep.
They charge that at the beginning of the year. They charge that tax. Some of them are paying anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000 and stuff at that time. That's $6,000 or four or whatever that they are paying into that system for Medicare and Social Security.
Yep.
Paying that into there in both of them things. Guess what's getting ready to happen? They don't get a dime of that money back.
That's right.
Not one dime, people.
Not a penny.
They can't claim not one dime of that money. So you consider you got 25 million people out there, conservative estimate, who are paying into your system, to your system. Woo.
A lot of money. That's a lot of money.
People, they are putting close to over $1 trillion into the Social Security and Medicare fund. And they're not going to get a dime of that money back. But we
If they
want to,
even put that money into Social Security.
well, it has to go in there. The IRS, when they collected IRS collectors and stuff, they move it over into, they move it over into each one of those pots. So you're looking at over $1 trillion going into both of those pots every year.
But here's the trick of it all here. Legally, our workforce is only 160 million people.
Mm-hmm.
But then you add that other 25, I dare say it's closer to 30, 40. Because see, I just want y'all to know, we already know that it's more than just the Latinos coming over here undocumented. They're coming over here from all over the world.
And they're paying into our Social Security and Medicare system. And they're not getting a quart out of it. But Donald Trump and the Republicans want to do that, and our Democrats know what the hell happened, and ain't now one of them saying a fucking word about it. And most of the American people out there have no idea that this shit is going on. They don't have a clue that this is going on, but they want to throw these folks and stuff out of this country.
But wait a
And,
minute, Ed, let's don't forget about the sales tax now.
oh, hey, that's I'm just saying just that.
That
Yeah,
the
right.
sales tax alone, the average sales tax, what now is about 8%?
7.5.
Okay,
They
7.5.
average they're averaging out to 7.5 now when you do your taxes. 7.5.
So every time they
Paying
go to the
into it.
store, they're paying 7.5%.
7.5% on their sales tax. And they got to pay that in. And we ain't even counting. You got your federal and you got your state tax.
There
And
you go.
a lot of them got county taxes that they dumping into there.
There you go.
And these people are paying this. And we want to throw them out of our country. These Republicans have got you guys hoodwinked and bamboozled. And guess what? We can't get nobody, a politician, to open their mouth and say a word about it. Maybe because they don't want these illegals to know that
They know these
they
illegals
they
know it.
they they try to hide it and not
Ed,
tell it. So you paying into a system,
Ed,
and
Ed, they whatever language they speaking, they say, "Where's my money?"
he ain't got it. It ain't coming.
I work
You
40 hours. Where's my money?
you are illegal. You got into this country illegally, but they paying it. They getting it. They taking this money because these people are sitting around here, Ted, and they're saying we want to be good citizens. We want to pay.
And see, the people
now,
don't know.
now,
There's a thing called
it,
consumer price
absolutely.
index. Ed.
Now, the reason why I brought this up, people, is I had one of my friends. I have Hispanic friends and stuff who come over and do work for me. And this one guy came over and sat into my dining room, and he said, "Mr. Bishop, uh, I want to be a good citizen." And they told me I owe them $6,000, and I want to pay. I want to pay them their money. And I'm looking at him. He got 5 children and a wife he's supporting.
Mm,
His total income coming in is $58,000. $58,000. And he taking care of his children. He got 5 children. But his wife works too, but their combined income is about 58, almost $60,000 a year combined. But he owes taxes because he has to pay his self-employment tax. Now, if they were working, they would take the money out of their check before they even get it. And I'm sitting there looking at this gentleman and stuff. He's very nice man. I got Mr. Bishop. I want to pay. I want to pay, but they want to take my property. They say if I don't pay, they take my property. They sent me a letter. Here, show me. He showed me the letter. They got it there. We're gonna garnish your gonna take the money. Get out of your account. We're gonna put a lien on your property or take it. Whatever we want to get, we're gonna take it.
yeah.
I'm sitting there. I said, let me see your taxes. He showed me his taxes and stuff they filled out. I said, man, I looked down there. Everything was crying out. You got all many kids, man. You should have to pay that much. But there was a number down there that said $8,000 for self-employment tax. I said, oh shit, they tearing his ass up. I'm looking at this man, and in my face, I'm saying they threatening him to take his house and everything from him if you don't pay that money that he will never get back because he is not a U.S. citizen. He wasn't born in this country, so he can't collect. He wasn't born in this country, so they won't give him food stamps. He can't get Medicaid. He wasn't born in this country. And he's here illegally. Because he ain't applied. He been here for 20 something years, 20 almost 25 years, he said. He been here for 45 years, paying into to that system. He ain't getting a dime of that money back. When he get to be 62, he can't go down to the Social Security office and say, "Yeah, I'm 62. If I to pay here, so when you gonna start sending me my check, and when you gonna put me on Medicare so I can have a Medicare card. And they go out there look at him and say, "Sir, you don't qualify."
And he's been
Well,
in
it's
the
funny.
system since 25 years.
25. It'll be more than that because he just turned 50 something. He got another probably 10 years of paying into that system. Him and his wife both. And when they get
And
62, he can't get a
the
dime.
government loves it.
They love it.
They
But they
love it.
but they
That's
throwing
why
them
they
out,
let so
Ted.
many of them in there. They
They
try to
throwing
make it
them
like
out.
it's
They
like
throwing
it
they
was Joe
they trying to
Biden.
they trying to throw him out the country though. They said we're gonna put you out. This man's scared to death that they might stop him one day and arrest him and put him into a camp. He out there driving his car and stuff, trying to be safe as all get out so they don't arrest him.
Yeah.
We got to be the dirtiest people in the world. That's just these people putting in over $1.5 trillion into our system. Just in that. Now I just put that number in half, Ted. That wasn't I didn't put the whole 50. I just put 25 that you said. People, ain't nobody saying a word. Not a, they ain't told them that. Now every last one of them politicians know what the hell going on. They know they paying into a daggone system that they keep telling us we going broke. All these people are coming retirement age, but they haven't said nothing about them folks and stuff who've been paying into it and then came to retirement age. And the only thing they got to look for is their pension if they done put some money aside in their 401k because they cannot get Social Security and they cannot get Medicare or Medicaid. They get sick, they're going to go to the hospital. You got insurance? No. And they sit them over in a corner, people, until they get ready to take care of it. And they come in there and the law says they got to patch them up and then they send them home. They ain't getting no room. They're going to patch them up and send them home. Not going to tell you people how dirty these people are. This young man, sugar was almost 400 number, 460. It went off the chart. They couldn't even read the sugar. It was so high. He was diabetic.
Damn.
They took him to the hospital. He's sitting in the hospital. He got IVs all in his arm because if they don't get that sugar down, he's going to be dead. And the doctor walked in and said, "Have you got insurance?" You got insurance? He passed out in a coma. You got insurance? And, and the person with him said, "Well, suppose he didn't." And he said, "Well, we can't give him no prescription for insulin
Damn.
because he ain't got no insurance unless he pay for it. He in a coma because his sugar so high." That's our system we got. Don't go to jail because most of them places are private, and if you got diabetes, you in trouble because they ain't giving you no insulin. You gonna die. That's the system we got. That's our healthcare system. Sitting up in the hospital in a coma and need insulin. He said, "We can't write him no prescription for insulin if he ain't got no insurance." You in the hospital. Cold stuff going on, Ted.
Yeah, I mean, it's merciless, and the thing is that let's look at Germany, let's look at Europe, let's look at some of these other. Every nation besides us, every free nation, I should say, that's a democracy, has free healthcare.
Healthcare. Absolutely free.
They care about their people. You can go over to some of these countries, and you want 9 times out of 10, you might not pay a dime. This is what America's about. It's about
Hmm.
money. How can they make more money?
How can they make more money out of their citizens
That's
in
it.
this country? They have taken Medicare and turned it into a cash register.
Cash register, Medicare and Medicaid.
It's a cash register.
It's a cash register. We have a senator here in Florida made his money off of Medicare and Medicaid. Now he's a multi millionaire, almost a billionaire. He don't even have to catch a private plane. He got his own private jet. When he go to D.C., he jumps on his private jet. He live in a $10 million mansion off the beach. But he made all his money off of and here's the thing, he the CEO, and people was gouging Medicaid and Medicare. He claimed he didn't know nothing about it. And he ended up with $400 million walking out the door.
Golden parachute.
Yeah. And they elected him for 8 years to be the governor. People don't care, bro. They don't care.
And ain't a soul said anything to him about it. And when he opened his mouth and he tell people, well, you don't deserve no money to pay for your health care. You got to we're gonna double your premium, and if you can't pay it, we don't care.
They don't care.
We don't care. And they have sit there and brag that 4 million Americans and stuff couldn't pay for the health care, so they ain't got any medical coverage.
Yep.
And they bragged about it. We're going to get them all off of there. We don't need the Affordable Care Act. They getting ready to kill it.
Yep.
Slowly strangle it to death.
Oh yeah, Donald been doing that since he's been in office.
They slowly strangling it.
And they have psyched these people up and don't realize how good that program is for low income, middle income people.
Absolutely.
Where
And
you don't have to rely on your job's insurance.
and most of them are, if you get the coverage on your job, they don't only be covered so much, and the deductible is $5,000 and $10,000
That's right.
deductible. So that means if you go to the doctor, you're gonna have to come up with $5,000 or $10,000 worth of deductibles before they pay a dime in insurance premium.
That's right.
This is our healthcare system, people. We got folks out there, over 5 million people, pretty close to it, who could not afford their health care in January of this year. So they all sitting around now, them, their spouses probably, and their children with no health care insurance.
Right. They get
Anything
sick,
happened to them,
they gotta
they
go to the emergency.
they got to go to the emergency room and hope and pray that they will help them and give them some kind of service. And these Republicans are laughing about it. It's funny to them. You got the agricultural secretary and stuff. We done got all these people off of food stamps. We got them off of millions of people off. We took food stamps away from them.
There
Over.
were people, this old lady, elderly lady, I should say, called in and she sounded Caucasian. And she said that she used to get something like $60 a month from for food stamps, which helped her, because she has to pay all her other bills and all she gets is Social Security. And they cut her food stamps down to $12. Now there's still people on food stamps, and if they was getting 150, they probably getting 75 now or less. They on the road. They still on the road, but they're getting $15, $20, $100. Now there were people that was abusing. We know that someone was getting $1,200 a month food stamps and whatever. And some of them was selling. They sell it, they food stamp card or whatever they did. But you're gonna always have people that's gonna do some things that's.
There's going to always be some waste there
But the
in
point is, the
anything.
majority of the people were benefiting from those benefits, and now these people are, and that's why right now, I mean, we got record nonprofit organizations trying to feed these people. Record organizations trying to feed these people. So this is the way the system is now because the fact is that they have stripped all the jobs and took them overseas, to China and Vietnam and other places. But America as a whole, it's a lot of good people in America. A lot of good people do work, and a lot of them, same thing in government, and a lot of things that they're doing, they feel as they're doing God's work. So and in so many ways, I like to think of myself as a moderate conservative, and I don't believe the government should be involved in every little thing. But at the same time, when you got people that's stealing from the government billions of dollars, and then they giving away billions of dollars, they subsidize almost everything for these corporations, steel company, the agricultural, you name it. It's a whole lot of subsidies that's being given away, billions and billions of dollars. These people receiving checks every year. And they bragging as though they big time and they, hey, I got my check, getting their little subsidy check. Well, that's welfare, bro. That's all it is, and then they big time welfare. But then trying to feed this old grandmama that's out there, or that little girl that's got a baby and they need, some help, assistance. Well, the only thing we can give you is $50 a month.
All right, Mr. Harvey, final word.
Well, my final word is this. We was joking, like and saying to keep hope alive with Honorable Jesse Jackson. And I'm going to say honorable. I mean, he wasn't a perfect man, but he was honorable. And the one thing, that I really believe this. I believe I have hope. I have hope. And I'm going to keep my hope because I believe that God is still on the throne. And there's a lot of people that's out there that's going to do good. Despite all the evilness that people are laying out on us. For no reason. This country should be excelling immensely. This country should be excelling. So I got hope.
Mm-hmm. Well, people, my time is going to be spent watching what's going on over there in the Far East. And I'm waiting to see when our president and all those business CEOs get back on their plane and head back here to the United States. What they gonna bring back? We're finding out that almost every country, world leaders, you got Germany, you got Canada, you got South Korea, you got all your major countries and stuff there. You got people from England, you got people and stuff from other countries and stuff. You got Iran even. All of them have made their trek to Beijing in the last 6 months. Is the United States the world power? I don't know. So I'm gonna see what happens, see what this guy brings back, or how he gonna spin this whole daggone thing that he's gonna have. Because I don't believe that he's gonna get everything he wants. I don't believe that we're gonna get these farmers. Please don't get your hopes up that they're gonna be buying your wheat and your grain and your soybeans and stuff and everything because
Oh,
these
he'll come
people,
back and tell a lie.
yeah, these people already in China's already got enough of their daggone soybeans. Brazil and Argentina giving every bit of soybean they got. So don't hope that that's gonna come back. All you folks down there who are considering and stuff who working for these airlines, Boeing Airlines, and they're looking to have these a piece of that 500 aircraft that China is planning on buying this year. I don't believe you're going to get it. But if anything, I am hoping and praying that they can get this daggone Strait of Hormuz situation resolved and tell America to back their ships out of there and just let these ships come out of there and start bringing the oil and stuff back here so we can at least have some relief this year and this summer in the gas prices. Bring it down. It's not going to be down in that $2 range or $3 range that it was before the war happened, but it will be at least down around $4 a gallon. So you get ready, people. We're going to be paying $4, $5 a gallon of gas for the near future, no matter what the heck happens. Even if they stop it today, those Iranians have destroyed these oil fields over there in the Middle East. And it's going to take them at least 3 or 4 months to get them back to anywhere near full production. So the longer this man waits, the longer the pain is going to happen. So anyway, that's what we're looking at, people. We're looking at high gas prices this summer. You plan on going anywhere, you better do what they call a staycation. Stay at home. And do your barbecuing and stuff around the house.
Staycation.
Yeah. And most of you guys who living by the ocean and stuff and everything, that's where you got to go be at. Because and all these other folks, these big ass theme parks and all this stuff all around the country, don't expect anybody outside this country or in this country to be showing up. And all you folks that got these big ass motorhomes who burn diesel fuel, you're
Woo!
not
Hey, $6.
not gonna happen, people. The road's gonna be clear for the folks who can't afford it. It's gonna be clear. So anyway, people, have a good day. See you guys tomorrow.